Hello and welcome to Clipping In, Sub 2 Series number 5, riding through the Glen. Wednesday the 1st of November. The weather has changed almost miraculously overnight. The winds have swung from northeast back to southwest. It's much warmer and the sun's out, admittedly with a little bit of a breeze, but that looks like the perfect opportunity for getting out on another sub 2 ride. Some of the sub 2 rides have taken an objective, a target that's maybe 14 or 15 miles away, and try to devise nice ways of riding to and from that target. Others are more about stitching together nice bits of road, nice little mini circuits to make an overall enjoyable 2-hour ride. This is one of those. I could of course deny that and say that it's actually an attempt at creating Strava art. For starters, I'm in the area of Clifton, Robertstown, Hartshead. Now here you can see Hartshead Church. Little stop here at Hartshead Church. This, as I probably mentioned on old videos, the church is associated with Patrick Bronte, father of the Bronte sisters. I think it was his first parish before moving on to Thornton and then Haworth. And if you see that distinctive tree there looking a bit black today, that's a yew tree, and by all accounts it's got a lot of age to it, as in Doomsday Book and maybe even beyond. And given the significance of the yew in pre-Christian mythology, there's a chance that the earlier versions of this church were actually built here to link up with that yew tree. I shall now indulge in a little panning. You can see the Pennines there. If I hold it still, there's Castle Inn at Armonbury with the higher Pennines behind. I continue to pan. Oh look, Emily Moore Mast. That's what it looks like. Incidentally, there's another interesting piece of folklore associated with that yew tree that says Robin Hood cut his final arrows from that very tree because he supposedly died at Kirklees Priory, which is just that way by a couple of miles, supposedly poisoned by a sinister abbess. Ho, 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 ho. So I'm going down what we call Clifton New Road, even though it's been open for over 40 years. And I'm on the big chainring, yes. Today I'm out on the Geos winter bike, which long-time viewers of the channel will know. It's a late 90s steel Geos Compact Pro that belonged to my dad, and which I've adapted. I put longer seat post, longer stem with a bit of a rise, and it makes for quite a comfortable, effective winter bike. I've done 85 miles on it without any problems. My only addition in the last couple of months, I bought a new dual pivot front brake, a 105, and boy, that has some power compared to the old Tegra dual pivots from '98. New bearings, new bushings. It's kind of, well, I'd say it's disc level power, so I do have to be quite careful with it. Beautiful autumnal colours as the leaves are turning gold and brown. This is part of a Clifton road race circuit. I'm not sure if it's still run nowadays, but certainly 20 years ago it was. A nice undulating 4 1/4, 4 1/2 mile lap. And this brings us back to Hartshead Church. Watch out for low flying arrows. Heading down towards Robertstown School and the edge of Heckman Wyke. Best to cover the brakes a little lower. It's empty today. Normally you get a lot of traffic parking outside associated with the school, and not just on the morning. But it's nice and clear today. Coming onto Leeds Road, got to check this one, busy. Oh. Yeah. Short section of busy road now as I climb from the edge of Heckman Wyke near the infamous White Swan, heading for Gomersall. Another of the differences between this bike and the gravel bike I've been using. Here, old school clearances, old school tyre widths, 23mm Conti gator skins, whereas on the gravel bike I'm riding those 28 Schwalbes on the road and some 38 Schwalbes for gravel and towpaths. Thinking about the Sub 2 series, when I lived in Paris, there wasn't an awful lot, there weren't many options, shall we say, when it came to scenic 2-hour rides. Most of the Parisians I knew would use their cars, either drive out north, as I lived on the northwest side near Porte de Clichy, they'd head out north to go out towards Pontoise or the southern part of the Vexin. But through the week you didn't have the kind of same options, because if you finished work, got home at 6, you couldn't really do too many 3 to 4 hour outings, you know, involving a car plus riding on a work night. You know, getting home at nearly 10, getting a shower, getting your dinner, and then up next day at 6:30 for work. Not really an option. So what a lot of Parisians did, they just head to the close to traffic circuit that surrounded the Longchamp racecourse near the Bois de Boulogne, and that was a culture in itself. People would go for a 1 hour bray up, real sort of vicious chain gang type ride. Not scenic, but it was a thing in itself. Passed through Birkenshaw and what I assume is West Yorkshire Fire Service headquarters, heading up this bit of a drag towards East Biley. East Biley village, and I'm heading to link up with part of sub 2 number 4. Today we might actually see some of the hills. Now we should get a good view of the Pennines because I'm at the top of Milcar Hill, and yesterday sub 2 series number 4, all I could see was rain and mist. So I think this ride is going to be in the 130, 135 area. Again, it's a little bit short, but you can imagine with these kinds of circuits, it'd be very easy with just a small amount of repetition to expand the ride to 2.5, 3 hours. And it's another example of fitting a good ride into a very small space in a fairly built up area. A good addition to the sub 2 series. Incidentally, I'd like to thank everybody for the encouragement and support for this sub 2 series. It's greatly appreciated. It seems to be coming across well, and it's great to hear that other people are setting up their own sub 2 lists for the autumn and winter. That's brilliant. So for this edition of Clipping In, I'm going to say goodbye. Whoops, bends. And where was I? So for this edition of Clipping In, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon for another one somewhere on the Yorkshire roads. Bye bye.